Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Wassalatu wassalamu ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Dear viewers in Islam, this is your host, Dr. Suhaib Hassan from London. I just want to speak in this program about the parables of Al-Quran. As you know that the Quran is the source of knowledge, and from this Quran the Muslims have derived many branches of knowledge which have taken their way in the forms of books, in the forms of Islamic literature, and in different forms. Among these knowledges we know about the history of the past, the ancient people, what happened to them when they have adopted the teachings of Islam and when they rejected them. Also, from this Al-Quran, we know about so many things which are going to happen in future. Many of them had come true, and others are going to come true, insha'Allah. And then we also read about the oaths of Al-Quran, a knowledge which is known as Aqsamul Quran. A similar knowledge is Amthalul Quran. In Arabic, Amthal is plural, and its singular is Mathal or Mithl. We are concerned in this episode about this knowledge. So let us take first the definition of Mathal itself. Now the words Mathal or Mithl, they are two very close to each other nouns in Arabic. As far as mithl is concerned, it means something resembling another thing. And this is why when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said in Al-Quran, لَيْسَ كَمِثْلِهِ شَيْءٍ وَهُوَ السَّمِيعُ الْبَصِيرُ, nothing is similar unto him, and he listens and he sees. So similarity between Allah and someone else is totally negated. That is what we understand from the word mithl. And in the same way, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said, فَإِنْ آمَنُوا بِمِثْلِ مَا آمَنْتُمْ بِهِ فَقَدْ اهْتَدَوْا. If they believe as you have believed, then they are guided. So the word mithl means complete resemblance between two things. On the other hand, when we come to the word mathal, it got two or three meanings. The first one, which we have just said, similarity between two things. So it is used for similarity, but mainly it is used for a picture. You have to draw a picture of one thing, and then you say that this picture resembles the other thing. This is how most of the parables of Al-Quran, they are mentioned in the book, and we derive so many lessons from these parables. Another meaning of that word mathal is to describe something. For example, in Surah Muhammad, مثل الجنة التي وعد المتقون فيها أنهار من ماء غير آسن وأنهار من لبن لم يتغير طعمه. Here the word mathal is used. مثل الجنة التي وعد المتقون. What does it mean here? It does not here mean a similitude, but a description. Al-wasf, in Arabic it is known as al-wasf. مثل الجنة التي وعد المتقون, the description of al-Jannah which is promised to al-muttaqin people, to those people who got the fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that there are rivers of water which is not corrupted. There are rivers of the milk, the taste of which is not going to change. And then this description goes on and goes on. So here the word Masalul Jannah, that means the description itself. Now the third meaning for this word, that is a piece of admonition. In Arabic it is known as al-ibrah. Someone who has done something bad, then he was punished by God, for example, and Quran declares that this this person and or those people have become a piece of admonition. A piece of admonition. For example, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said about some ancient people, فَجَعَلْنَاهُمْ سَلَفًا وَمَثَلًا لِلْآخَرِينَ. We have made them a precedent and a piece of admonition for those people to come. So this is another meaning. And in the same way, if a person has done something very good and then he becomes a good example for the people who come after him, he is also a salaf and an example. For example, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said about Isa alayhi salam, إِنْ هُوَ إِلَّا عَبْدٌ أَنْعَمْنَا عَلَيْهِ وَجَعَلْنَاهُ مَثَلًا لِبَنِي إِسْرَائِيلِ. He is none but a servant of Allah on which we have shown our favor, and we have made him an example for Bani Israel, for the Israelites. So this is the second meaning of the same word, which is al-masal or mithal. So we can understand now that the word mithal, it is a picture which resembles another picture. And so we should have in this example two pictures, and we have to take the whole picture in totality. So this picture resembles the other picture. Now, when we are going to explain, insha'Allah, the different parables of Al-Quran, we will come to many examples of this nature. But here we have also to explain about another meaning, which we find in Surah, for example, An-Nahl, وَلِلَّهِ الْمَثَلُ الْأَعْلَى. For Allah is the highest example. And also in Surah Ar-Rum, وَلَهُ الْمَثَلُ الْأَعْلَى فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. To Him, to Allah belongs the highest example in the heaven, in the earth. So what is the meaning of masal here? وَلِلَّهِ الْمَثَلُ الْأَعْلَى. For Allah is the highest example, and we have already said that nothing resembles Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What is the meaning in the ayah of Surah Ar-Rum? وَلَهُ الْمَثَلُ الْأَعْلَى فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. And to Allah belongs the highest example in the heavens and in the earth. Here the meaning is different. What is that meaning? The word masal or mithal here means something which has become a famous saying. Sometimes some parables, they become so famous that people just use them, and once they use them, other people understand what you are saying. So here we means a famous saying. A famous saying, for example, in Arabic, it is very common to say, if someone has done something bad and then he was punished in a bad way, we say, Kama tadinu tudanu. As you have done, similar thing is going to be done to you, or tit for tat. So this is a famous saying now. It is no more to be used as a parable, but just as a famous saying. In the same way, there is another saying, Innal bala'a muwakkalun bil mantiqi. Most of the sufferings comes from the speech, which means that when a person speaks nonsense, for example, or slanders someone, or he speaks ill about someone, then he is attracting lot of criticism, adversity and sufferings for himself. As long as you are quiet, you are not speaking, you are saved. Nobody is going to blame you. But once you start blaming other people, once you start slandering other people, once you start saying ills of other people, and then and only then you are targeted by the other people, and in this way a lot of criticism could be directed against you. So here when we say وَلِلَّهِ الْمَثَلُ الْعَالَى, to Allah belongs the highest example, what we are saying that to Allah belongs anything, any saying which is the highest, any actions which could be described as the most noblest action, the most highest action, this what it means. For example, among the sayings, what is the highest saying? The highest saying is the saying of Tawheed. When you say La ilaha illallah, there is none to be worshipped except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is the highest saying, and this is what we mean by saying وَلِلَّهِ الْمَثَلُ الْأَعْلَى, and to Allah belongs the highest example, means the highest saying, including the saying of La ilaha illallah, including all the noblest action which comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now let us take the third word in this regard, and that is ضرب المثل. وَضَرَبْنَا لَكُمُ الْأَمْثَالِ, and we have coined for you many similitudes. ضُرِبَ مَثَلٌ فَاسْتَمِعُوا لَهُ. A parable has been coined, so listen to it. Now ضرب الأمثال, that is that what it means, that a similitude is coined, a similitude is given. This is how the word ضرب الأمثال normally used in Al-Quran. So these are the three different meanings of al-masal, and inshallah when we are going to explain further this subject, and we will take many examples from Al-Quran of this nature, then this is going to be very imminent and more understandable. But one thing, what is the benefit? What is the benefit of this knowledge? The benefit of this knowledge is very enormous. Imam As-Suyuti, in his book Al-Itqan, he has spoken about so many knowledges of Al-Quran. As I said right from the beginning, that this Quran got so many branches of knowledges, and among them comes this branch, which is the branch of Al-Amthal. Amthal al-Quran are the parables of Al-Quran. Because the people, normally they get benefits when they listen something nice, or when they see that people in the past, they have suffered because of their disobedience, then we can say to them, you are going to face the same situation if you disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is why we find so many stories of the past mentioned in the book of Allah. And with this we come to the end of this episode. وصلى الله تعالى على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.